Welcome to Eat Right by George, the healthy cooking show that shows you healthy can be delicious. And on today's show, I'll be demonstrating how to make Greek coffee. As you can see, we have some Greek coffee cups here, the Greek coffee powder that we'll be using. We're going to be also using little coffee pots, which are essential for Greek coffee. They're little special pots that make the coffee just right so you can boil it. And the thing about Greek coffee is that it's not brewed like regular coffee. Greek coffee is cooked the old style way in little pots, and it's boiled to a certain degree, and then it's served. So Greek coffee is not something that is brewed. It actually comes in a powdered form. Instead of coffee beans, you actually use a Greek coffee powder, and it comes in a little bag like this one. This is called the Lumidis Greek coffee, and this one is the traditional Greek coffee that is used for many, many years. And I also have another kind here that is from the island of Cyprus. This is all in Greek, so you can't, unless you're Greek, you can't really understand this one. But Cafe Laiko, that means the traditional Greek coffee. So I'll be using this one from Cyprus, from a beautiful island off the coast of Athens. And the first thing for Greek coffee is you have to use cold water. So what I've done is I filled this little pot. It's actually called a briki. It's a little pot with a handle. They come in different sizes. There's a small size and also a large size. And what I do is fill it up almost to the top, about 3/4 full, with cold water. Always start with cold water. We'll get our stove going here. And for every little briki, you want to add 2 tablespoons of the powder. You want it to be nice and rich. You can see it's 2 heaping spoonfuls. Make sure to stir it. Now that's served in different ways. Greek coffee can be served straight. Turn this down a little bit. It can be served in 3 different ways. You can be served sketos, which is straight with no sugar at all added. It can be served metros, which means medium sweet. So you can add a spoonful of sugar. Or it can be served glikos, which means more than 1 scoopful of sugar. So I'm just going to stay with the medium for now. But you can serve it in different ways. It's almost like an espresso. You might be wondering, why is Greek coffee on Eat Right by George, healthy cooking show? Well, there have been numerous studies that have shown that Greek coffee might be the secret to longer life. Yes, you heard right. Greek coffee might be the secret to longer life. And that's because several studies have been done recently that shown that people that drink Greek coffee on the island of Ikaria, it's a beautiful island in Greece, actually live well into their hundreds. Scientists actually have gone to the island and studied the people there, gave them questionnaires, and studied their heart health, they studied their blood pressure. They even studied the elasticity of their blood vessels, and they found that people that drink 2 to 3 cups of the Greek coffee every day seem to have much better heart health. That means they had lower blood pressure. That means blood was circulating in their vessels much easier. And they even stated that they found that some of the older people that drank Greek coffee, their blood vessels were more elastic than the younger people that did not drink Greek coffee. So that was a very profound study. So another reason was they also found that people that drank Greek coffee aged better. Many of the people that live in Ikaria that drink a lot of Greek coffee live well into their hundreds, 90s to their hundreds, and that was a lot of compelling research there. In fact, in Europe, many of the people do not make it into their hundreds. While in Ikaria, they do. So, a lot of good research behind the Greek coffee. And one of the reasons a lot of the scientists say is that it is full of antioxidants and polyphenols. And polyphenols are nutrients that you can find in fresh berries, like blueberries, in tea, also in lots of vegetables. So the same nutrients that you find in those healthy foods can be found in the Greek coffee. So what I'm doing here is bringing this to a boil slowly. The sugar and the coffee has been dissolved. So now we just want to bring this up to a boil. Now you may also ask, is there a lot of caffeine in Greek coffee? Well, Greek coffee does not have a lot of caffeine as many people think. There's a lot more caffeine in regular coffee. So Greek coffee does not have a lot of caffeine, luckily. And some of the things that are served with Greek coffee are things like cookies. A lot of the cookies like this, which are not high in a lot of sugar, does not fill with a lot of frostings. They're just regular shortbread cookies, and they're dunked into the Greek coffee. There's also biscotti. On the island of Ikaria, they eat a lot of biscotti in the morning with their coffee, sometimes with their tea. That's the way they start their day. So if you ever have the chance, visit Ikaria, which is a beautiful island in Greece, Cyprus, Chios, many of the beautiful islands there, and ask them to make you an authentic cup of Greek coffee with your meal. Now, some of the neat things about Greek coffee is that it's served in small cups. Now, this is a beautiful cup here. This is gold-plated also. And many times they have beautiful designs. But Greek coffee is always served in a smaller type of cup. It's usually not served in a big cup like you have regular coffee. And here's another one. This one has the Acropolis from Athens on it as well. It's gold. So this is almost brought up to a boil. Once it's brought up to a boil, I'm going to tap it to let all the condensation go to the bottom, and then I'm going to take it and pour it into the cup. Now, if you were to make a big briki of Greek coffee, you would take this one. If you're going to have more than 4 people, you would take this bigger one, fill this one about 3/4 full, and you would use about 4 tablespoons of the Greek coffee powder. This briki will serve about 2. So they're really made for a couple people, but if you're having company over, I would recommend using the bigger one. This one is going to serve at least 4 people. That way you don't have to keep boiling it in this little one. So this is almost up to a boil. And once it gets to a boil, I'm going to tap it. And you'll notice on the top there's going to be a little bit of the a chocolatey type look. It's going to be almost like a topping. So it's, I'm going to show you, tilt it a little bit for you. It has a little bit of a broth and a chocolatey type look to it. That way you know that you did it right. I'm just about ready here. Once it's brought to a boil, I'm gonna tap it here. Now it's come to a boil. And then I'm gonna take my cup here and pour it in for you. Oh, let me turn this off. As you can see here, it's a beautiful, and it should have bubbles on top also. As you can see, a beautiful cup of Greek coffee. Should have some bubbles. And another fun thing about the Greek coffee is that people oftentimes, as a tradition, they'll leave a little bit of the condensation on the bottom and swirl it around the cup and actually read their friend's coffee cup for fun. It's usually done for fun. They'll look at little images on the coffee cup and have a little fun with it and try to predict each other's future. Just a way to pass the time when they're in the cafeteria there, in the cafes. We'll show you once again. You take the Briki, stand back, and pour it. And then you serve it. And like I said, you can take a little cookie and put that on the side on your saucer. You have a beautiful cup of Greek coffee. Just amazing. Or a biscotti. You can serve either that way with a koularaki, or you can serve it with a biscotti as well. A couple different ways. Now there is a little bit left at the bottom. If people want a refill, they can have a refill. It just depends if they would like to try to have more. Usually they do. And as you can see here, one of the fun things they say is if your Greek coffee has a lot of foam on the top, that means that you might be getting money coming to you. So that's a good luck. That's a good luck predictor. If you have some foam on top of the Greek coffee, that means you have money coming possibly. So there you have it. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining me here on Eat Right by George. Remember that you can get some Greek coffee if you want to find out the secret to a longer life. You might be asking, where can I find Greek coffee? Well, it is available usually at international markets, Greek markets, Middle Eastern markets, and some of the larger grocery chains might carry it in their international section. So if you look for it, it usually comes in a green bag and it has the parrot on top, this parrot. And it's called Lumidis. So these type of coffee can be found at your local international market or some of the bigger ones. Usually comes in a bag like this, and like I said, it's not coffee beans, it's a ground powder. On today's show, we use the Cypress coffee. This one, I'm not sure if it's available here in the United States. You might have to go online and order it. Or if you have a friend going to Cyprus, flying there, ask them to pick you up a nice bag of the Cypress coffee. This one, I think it might be a little bit tastier. It might have a little bit more flavor than the Lumidis one, possibly. But you'd have to be the predictor of that. You'd have to try it out. So once again, I want to thank you for joining me here on Eat Right by George, Healthy Cooking Show, showing you that healthy can be delicious. Make sure to find us on Facebook and friend us. Send us some of your Eat Right by George recipes that you have been doing. If you've been cooking, send us some of your pictures, or send us a message that you want a friend request, or if that you would like to submit a recipe that you want us to try on Eat Right by George. Make sure it's got to be healthy, just like this one. And remember, if you want to live a longer life, if you want to possibly get into your hundreds, start drinking some Greek coffee, at least a couple cups a day. They're very small, maybe a morning, at night. Have a little bit of Greek coffee and possibly prolong your life into your 90s and 100s like the people on Ikaria, Greece. So remember to say Oppa, and thank you for watching Eat Right by George, healthy cooking show showing you healthy can be delicious. Cheers. Welcome to Eat Right by George. As a bonus, I'm going to show you how to read your coffee cups as a fun thing to do after you've just about finished your Greek coffee. And I'm going to have our camera lady come in, Cheryl, and she's going to have some Greek coffee here. And then I'm going to read her future just for fun, just to give you an idea how Greek coffee is served. Well, look who's here. It's Cheryl. What you want to do is drink your Greek coffee and leave just a little bit at the bottom. It is so good in the morning to have Greek coffee. So refreshing. And, oh, it's very good and you like that, huh? Usually it's sipped and then people will sit and talk and they drink a little bit of ouzo too on the side, or a cold glass of cold water. Just sitting in the kafenia and having their Greek coffee with their Greek cookies, the koulourakia. It's something they do every day, a couple times a day, usually in the morning and then again in the afternoon when they need a little quick pick-me-up. I drink some Greek coffee. So you're almost done. We'll show the people out there how to read their Greek coffee for fun. And sometimes you see a lot of different images in the Greek coffee. They say if you see a bird, it's a message. If you see little dots in the bottom, that means money. If you see a fish, it means you have quite a bit of money coming to you. If you see, oh, you're almost done, okay. If you see like a little cross, it means you're going to have some kind of victory over something. So basically, when you leave just a little bit of the coffee at the bottom, you want to swirl it around your cup. You can have somewhere else where you can just empty the most of it out. And it makes pretty little images, as you can see here. You just swirl it around. Oh, it's okay if you spill it. Okay. Okay, so you just put it on the side here, let it dry. You can have your cookie if you want to. Now I have a black one, so it's hard to tell on this one, but I'm just going to read Cheryl's. You let them dry for a couple minutes so that all the coffee grounds are not running while you're trying to read it. Oh, this one is just magnificent. This is beautiful, Cheryl. I see. Oh my gosh. You're going to be going on a trip. Maybe to Vegas.
Really?
Yes. You might be going on a trip to Vegas. How beautiful. And yes, it's going to be a really nice trip if you go. You're going to meet a lot of nice people. You will possibly be winning a little bit of money in Vegas. Looks like you might be hitting the jackpot while you're there.
So I should go to the casino then while I'm there, right?
Oh, most definitely. You should go to the casino when you're in Vegas. I see a lot of beautiful faces here. And looks like you're going to have very good health. So for some reason, maybe because you're drinking Greek coffee, looks like you're going to be living for a long life.
I think I better start drinking it every day.
Yep, at least 2 cups a day.
It's very good.
So there you have it. You're going to be taking a nice long trip, possibly to Las Vegas, there is money in the future there, and it looks like you're going to have very good health.